Muslim women have embodied righteousness and the pursuit of knowledge. From Hazrat Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, a renowned teacher and scholar, to Fatima al-Fihri, who founded the world's oldest continually operating university in Morocco in the 9th century, to Pakistan's own icons, from Fatima Jinnah to Asma Jahangir, who led our fight for freedom and justice. When we talk about the crises in Palestine, Afghanistan, Yemen, Sudan, and many other Muslim countries, rarely do we focus on how the entire future of girls is stolen. Their education is taken away. In Gaza, Israel has decimated the entire education system. They have bombed all universities, destroyed 90% of schools, and indiscriminately attacked civilians sheltering in school buildings. I will continue to call out Israel's violations of international law and human rights. Palestinian children have lost their lives and future. A Palestinian girl cannot have the future she deserves if her school is bombed and her family is killed. Girls are living under a dire situation in our ummah. This conference will not be serving its purpose if we do not talk about the education of Afghan girls. Because Afghanistan is the only country in the world where girls are completely banned from education beyond grade 6. For the past 3.5 years, the Taliban have ripped away the right to learn from every Afghan girl. They have weaponized our faith, to justify it. The Taliban are explicit about their mission. They want to eliminate women and girls from every aspect of public life and erase them from society. Under their system of gender apartheid, the Taliban are punishing women and girls who dare to break their obscure laws by beating them up, detaining them, and harming them. They cloak their crimes in cultural and religious justification. But let us be absolutely clear. There is nothing Islamic about this. These policies do not reflect the teachings of Islam. As Muslim leaders, now is the time to raise your voice. Use your power. You can show true leadership. You can show true Islam. Afghan women and girls must be free to shape their own future. The very loudest champions of their cause must be fellow Muslims, leaders such as yourselves. So here are a few things that you can do right now to go beyond empty statements and stand up for Afghan women and girls. First, recognize the Taliban regime as perpetrators of gender apartheid. Do not legitimize them. Do not make compromises on our faith. Second, support the Crime Against Humanity Treaty, a global effort to codify gender apartheid in international law and hold the Taliban accountable. Push your governments to engage in the process. It is time we have real tools to prevent an extremist regime from systematically erasing women and girls like the Taliban are doing. The path forward for Afghanistan lies in political solutions instead of military force, and in using the power of international law and human rights to bring justice. The path forward also requires a united voice from Muslim scholars, a united voice from Muslim scholars to openly challenge and denounce the Taliban's oppressive laws.